So we stopped at this little town, I don't even know where it is, here at Mike's Mini Mart, and decided to get a little snack to eat. And so I'm being brave with gas station egg salad sandwich. I think it's a little bit safer than gas station sushi, but I don't know. We'll give it a whirl. Well, good morning. We are on our way for another adventure. We had some plans to go back up to Windy Ridge. Windy Ridge is a location just outside of Alma, Colorado. Alma is the highest incorporated town in America, elevation-wise. And there's a beautiful bristlecone pine tree up there, and I've shot that bristlecone pine before. Tried to get some star trails there, but really kind of messed up on the camera settings and the equipment selection to get the star trails that I was really hoping for. So we had a plan. We were going to go up there and shoot the Geminid meteor shower, which is supposed to peak tomorrow night. Unfortunately, we've had a spate of snow come in, more snow predicted today, and the cloud cover was looking like it was going to snuff out any chance of being able to see the Geminid meteor shower. So we figured we could do one of two things. We could either go west to get her on the other side of the clouds, or we could go south to get on the other side of the clouds, and we've chosen south. So I am driving south to Monument now to meet up with Jason, Astrophotography again, and together we are going to head south and make a quick stop in Trinidad. I had promised a friend a while back that I would take a picture of the big Trinidad sign that overlooks the city there. It reminded her of her childhood, so we're going to stop so I can fulfill that promise and get that photo, and then head down. The current plan is to head down towards Taos and then to a National Heritage Site, actually a World Heritage Site called Chaco Culture. And so hopefully we're going to get to see Taos and knock off, which is another bucket list item for me. I mean, recently, that's all this has been about, is just going and photographing bucket list items for location. And so the goal is to go be able to shoot Taos for sunset this evening, and then maybe sunrise, and then head on out to Chaco Culture National Area and be able to capture the Geminid meteor shower. We're going to reassess the weather whenever we get down into Trinidad and see whether or not we think that that's going to be the right location, or we may just continue heading all the way south to White Sands National Monument. Either way, the goal is to make sure that we have clear skies tomorrow evening for the Geminid meteor shower. They're saying as many as 120 meteors an hour could be firing off. So the chance of seeing that many meteors and being able to photograph them has really caused us to just alter our plans from where we originally said we were going to go, which was back up to Windy Ridge, to actually this, once again, huge road trip that was not the intention, but just seems to be the way things go whenever we're trying to figure out the best location for photos. So stick around, and we're going to go meet up with Jason here in a little bit down in Monument, and then head on down to Trinidad, get that picture of the Trinidad sign, and make decisions then. So glad to have you with us, and look forward to seeing what photos we get out of this next trip, and hopefully they're as good and as enjoyable as the photos that we had on the last road trip. And if you haven't seen the videos from that, there's a link up above for the first in the series of videos from that road trip, where we went to Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, and just really had an awesome experience being able to knock off some bucket list items. So continue to work on those bucket lists, continue to find new places to photograph, and I'm glad to have you along for the ride, and we'll see you shortly. All right, so we're down here in Trinidad, Colorado. Like I said, needed to make a stop down here and take a picture of the sign that overlooks the town. Says Trinidad on that. I promised that to a friend a while back, and this is the first time I've had a chance to get down here. I'm waiting right now. There's a big gray cloud right behind the sign, and that's just not going to show the sign the way I want it to. I'd rather have some blue sky. Really unfortunate. We were driving down 25, and the weather just looked awesome. I mean, there were beautiful clouds, fog, everything. We actually get here to Trinidad, and there's nothing. So I'm shooting with my 70-200. It is the 70-200 f4. As a landscape photographer, I don't do a lot of sports. I don't do a lot of action. I don't do a lot of portraits or anything like that. So an f4 lens was perfect for me for the 70-200. Cheaper, lighter weight, makes it a lot easier to backpack and carry than that 2.8 is. As those clouds are moving off to the east, I'm getting patterns of blue and gray with the clouds, and I think it's really going to make for a nice backdrop for this sign. There's a beautiful American flag up there, which is just sitting ever so subtle movements, and really think that's just going to tie in along with the pattern in the rock and the texture, and I think this is going to turn out to be a nice photo. I hope she's happy with it. Well, I think that shot there in Trinidad's going to turn out really well. I got some nice blue sky, got some gray clouds, got the sign, got the flag in it, the rock, the texture of the rock. I really think it's going to turn out well. Ideally, I probably would have been there at a better time, maybe sunrise, sunset, to get a nice golden glow. But I think that the elements that are in the photo are going to make it turn out well. So we are on our way now to Taos, New Mexico. We are about 90 miles away from there now, so should be there in about an hour and a half. Got quite a bit of cloud cover, may see some snow. Will be interesting to see what that presents. From Taos, the plan is to head on to that Chaco Canyon, Chaco Cultural National Heritage Monument, and see, maybe do some scouting there, see what kind of photos we can possibly get, and then make a determination whether or not that's going to work out for us for the Geminid meteor shower, or if we're going to have to find a better location than that. So overall, just glad to be out again on another road trip, and this can be my first time using the rooftop tent, which is up above, and I'm excited to use that after sleeping in the back of the Wrangler for a while. Now I'll be sleeping on top of it, and should be interesting. Got a nice probably double mattress up there now, between the mattress that came within the rooftop tent, and then I also threw the one that I've been using in the back of the Wrangler here on it as well, and got a new sleeping bag that hopefully is going to keep me warm, and so really excited to use that, and no longer do the shuffle between everything in the back of the Wrangler to the front of the Wrangler, and then in the morning repeat the opposite direction, and then put everything that was put up in the front back into the back so I can drive to my destination. But so overall, just happy to be on another trip, and glad that you're joining us, and take a look at some of this beautiful scenery we're seeing. This is my first time actually driving west into New Mexico like this. I've gone east towards Texas from Raton, but have never gone west. So kind of excited to see what's in store for us ahead, and definitely excited to get down to Taos, New Mexico, where I've never been, and get some photos down there, especially some of the old missions, and just really excited to see what we find. So let's go. As we enter into the historic district of Taos, you can already see the adobe style buildings, and it's pretty cool. Well, that was certainly a disappointment to see that you couldn't even get up close to Taos Pueblo. That's one of those bucket list items that I still have not been able to knock off my list, but fortunately the trip out here was on the way to our destination of Chaco, and that's where we're headed now. So it's not like anything was lost as far as travel time by coming out here, and did get to see the town of Taos, which really just need a location, and hope to come back after everything clears up and we're able to actually see Taos Pueblo and spend a little bit of time here in the town and see what all it has to offer. So on our way to Chaco, we probably will not get there before sunset, so we will try to find a sunset location along the way that is going to work to maximize our time. However, if the sky doesn't clear up in between here and there, then it probably wouldn't be worth stopping anyway. So we're going to go there and scout out for hopefully some sunrise shots, as well as maybe see if the clouds do clear up, whether or not we'll see any meteors tonight. The peak of the Geminid meteor shower is supposed to be tomorrow night, and so we're really wanting to scope to figure out where the best spot to take those photos is going to be. But given the fact that it peaks tomorrow night, there's probably going to be some meteors tonight as well, so we may see some if the skies are clear enough to do so, and get some photos there, as well as prepare for a nice sunrise shot in the morning. The photos I've seen of the area there just look phenomenal, so I'm really excited to go there and see it, as well as see the history and of the civilization that used to live there. So that's the plan now, and we'll just continue going on down the road, and hopefully skies clear up a little bit to provide for a good sunset, and we find a spot to take that sunset photo, and then end up getting some good skies tonight as well as tomorrow morning for meteors tonight and sunrise tomorrow. We'll see. Well, it's definitely not looking like we're going to get a sunset photo. We drove ourselves right into the middle of a snowstorm, and we're out here still on our way to Chaco, and cruising down this road that just covered in snow and ice, and the trees are just absolutely looking beautiful though, so might have to stop and try to get a photo of one if we can find one that's isolated, and just focus on a single tree out in the middle of a field covered in white snow. Could turn into a decent photo. We'll see if we can find one that fits that description, but I don't know. Well, hopefully this storm's going to pass over fairly quickly and reveal some clear skies for us as we look for those meteors tonight and sunrise in the morning, but never know until we get there. Boy, this is one of those mornings whenever I struggle to be a photographer. The wind last night was relentless. Man, it just kept going and going, and here I am sleeping in my rooftop tent, and boy, the wind's just blowing it like crazy. The Jeep's moving back and forth, and so didn't get the best night of sleep last night. And then I don't know, we got here about 7 o'clock, and it was still kind of snowing a little bit. It was still 100% cloudy out there, and then about 9 o'clock, looked out the tent, and 100% clear skies. I mean, just stars like you could not imagine. This is dark sky territory, and stars like you wouldn't imagine out there. And so get up this morning and start seeing a little bit of light coming up, and look through open up the window of the tent and look through it, and not a single cloud in the sky. And so part of me is kind of like, man, do I just want to lay here in this nice cozy sleeping bag and stay warm, or do I actually want to get up and take some pictures? But I got up and I'm taking some pictures. And unfortunately would really love to see some clouds in the sky, but that's just not going to happen this morning. There is some good color in the sky though. It is reflecting off the haze in the air, and you have some beautiful snow out there on the butte, and I think it could be a pretty photo. It's just not going to be an award-winning photo, lacking any kind of detail or anything special within the sky. Pretty interesting history about the butte there. They actually used to use that kind of like a sundial to determine what part of the year it was. There's a little sign over there that shows the summer solstice and then the 2 equinoxes, and based on how the light was coming through the butte, it told them basically what day of the year it was. So pretty interesting, the technology that, if you want to call it that the ancient civilizations used to use to do things that we have modern technology to do for us. But overall, a good trip here. We're gonna start packing up and break down the tent and load everything back up in the vehicles, and head up to the next location and scout that out and see if that's where we want to shoot the meteors tonight, or if we have to motor on down to another location. We've got a couple of plan B, plan C, and probably plan D in our back pocket in case we have to. It just the further we get away from home, the longer it's going to take to get home. But I guess that's why I left an open-end date on when I'd be home. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, we're back on US 550, headed up towards Bloomfield and Farmington, New Mexico, and then eventually back into Colorado. And so our plan is to stop. We've got a location picked out to hopefully be able to see the Geminid meteor shower this evening. Have no intention whatsoever of getting a good sunset photo here, which is unfortunate because this location really lends itself to dramatic skies. And it would be nice if we had that, but I don't want to trade those dramatic skies for being able to see the meteors. So I'm going to head up here, scout the area out, see if we can find a spot that we want to shoot the meteors with, providing that the night sky stays clear, and then at the same time also set up camp a little bit early and cook some dinner and just kind of check everything out. But it's early, it's only about 9:30 in the morning, so by the time we get there I think it's going to be probably around noon or so, unless we make a bunch of stops along the way and find some interesting things to photograph along the way. But that's the plan going forward, and we'll see how that one materializes. This is going to be epic. We are on US 64 headed towards Four Corners, and our destination came into view, and oh my god, this thing is amazing. I cannot wait to take photos here. I know that they're going to turn out awesome. I don't care what I have to do to make them turn out awesome. I'm going to get an awesome photo out of this location. This is just it's incredible to see. Wait until you see it. Well, behind me is the geological phenomenon known as shiprock. And oh my God, when I saw this driving up US 64, I was blown away by this one. It had just out of nowhere just juts up in the sky, takes on the shape of an old ship, almost in a foggy night. And man, it's impressive to see. Absolutely impressive to see it firsthand like this. And if you ever have a chance and you're in Northwest North New Mexico or Northeast Arizona, Southeast Utah, Southwest Colorado, take the time to come out here and see this rock, because it is just amazing to see it in person. There's also this cool formation, this ridge that is just running and leads your eye just right to the rock as well, and just awesome to see this. So we are hoping there's a few clouds in the sky, and we're hoping that's going to turn into an awesome sunset, but at the same time there's not so many clouds in the sky that we're also hoping that's going to turn into a great foreground element to shoot with the Geminid meteor shower. So we are crossing our fingers like you've never seen before that we are going to see meteors tonight, and we're going to take them next to this awesome rock formation. So stick around and see if that happens. Well, this certainly is not what we were hoping for. We scouted out our location, planned exactly where we wanted to be, looked at all the weather forecasts, and look at these clouds that are coming in behind us. And these clouds are going to have two bad effects. Number one, they're probably going to snuff out the sun for the sunset. So our dreams of getting a beautiful sunset photo are quickly vanishing. And then the second thing is these clouds are going to move overhead and obscure any view of the stars tonight, which means no meteors to see. So I can't, words just don't even describe the disappointment that I'm feeling right now, thinking that I'm not going to get a shot here at Shiprock. And I'll tell you, when we were driving up 64 and I saw it, I was like, man, I'm going to get an awesome shot here. And then, boy, the conditions have just started to deteriorate rapidly since we've been here. And my hopes are fading fast, very fast. So, we're gonna still do what we can. God, I was hoping that this rock was just gonna get lit up with a beautiful golden hue on it. If you saw the Mount Shasta video where the Mount Shasta just started to glow in that evening whenever we were out there shooting there, I was hoping I could see something similar here on this rock. And with the clouds behind and the sun setting in there, and they're a little bit darker, and they're gonna snuff out the light. So. But you know what, I'm gonna stick it out, and gonna continue to take photos out here and see what I can do, and hopefully salvage something, and at least make the trip worthwhile. I mean, the trip's already been worthwhile. Just coming and seeing this makes it worthwhile, but hopefully I get a photo out of it that makes it worthwhile as well. But won't know until the sun starts to go down just a little bit more, sunset gets a little closer, and then hopefully the clouds stay at bay, maybe go south of us instead of right over the top, and we can still see some meteors. But crushing, just crushing. Well, we actually got lucky, and the clouds that I thought were going to obscure the sunset actually didn't do that bad. And we got some beautiful golden light on Shiprock out there, and just made for great photos. The sun has just gone down, and we're hoping that that allows some of these light wispy clouds that you see up in the sky to kind of color up a little bit and pick up some of those purples and pinks that we like to see. But took the drone and threw it up there and took some pano photos with it. And I normally don't shoot photos with my drone. I've only used it for video, but after seeing the results of what came out of those panos, I think I need to start using my drone for photography more than just video. So really excited to see those once I get them on the computer and put a little manipulation to them on how they're going to turn out. But the clouds actually have stayed at bay and actually moved off to the south. They're actually dissipating a little bit right now. So I'm very hopeful that we're going to see some meteors here in the not too distant future. So let's hope. Well, we woke up this morning, I poked my head out the tent, saw a whole bunch of clouds in the sky and thought, man, I just don't know if this sunrise is going to be worth it. You know, once again, I was wrong. The colors in the sky are just phenomenal right now, right there behind Shiprock. I hope you can see it here in the video. You'll definitely be able to see it in the photo that I share with the video. But wow, just what a blessing again to be here to see this beautiful, absolutely beautiful sunrise. Man, the way the sunlight is coming over the horizon and just illuminating Shiprock there. Absolutely amazing. Wow, so that sunrise was absolutely amazing. I mean, there's a sliver of light peering over the horizon before the clouds get there, and we weren't sure if it was going to happen or not, and that sun started to peer up over the horizon and start to light up Shiprock and give it that just beautiful orange glow. And then as it continued to go up, then that glow just continued to just move down the mountain, just absolutely gorgeous. And then once the sun got to the point where it started to actually get up in those clouds, you could actually see where the glow was actually starting to stop at the top and slowly dissipate as it went down, and just incredible. So wow, that's what photography, that's what I love about photography. That's what it's all about. And so we are eastbound and down and headed back home, and this has been a phenomenal trip. Last night the meteor shower was amazing in its own right. I mean, just so many meteors darting across the sky, and being able to see that was just amazing as well. And you know, seeing Chaco culture and just the sights that we've seen along the way, the snowstorm we drove through, just the beautiful scenic countryside out here in northwest New Mexico. It's truly just been beautiful, and like I've said before, just truly blessed to be able to come out here and do this. So hope you like this video. If so, do me a favor and hit that like button. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button so you know that whenever I get new videos uploaded. Hit that little bell notification. You'll get a little notification from YouTube whenever I do upload videos. And do me a favor and share this video. You know, I'm really trying to grow this channel and get more people to watch my videos and see the behind the scenes of the photography that I go out and take, and I could really use your help in doing so if you just share this video. So it's been a pleasure again. We'll see you next time.